Looks like there may be a social network in town from somebody you'd least expect. How's it going, everybody? This is Dave LeClaire with MUO Tech Bytes, and it is time to take a look at the biggest tech news stories from over the weekend. So I would like you to get as relaxed as possible, open your ears, open your mind, and let's learn about the news. So kicking things off with our first story, apparently Donald Trump, former president of the United States, is thinking about starting his own social network. Seeing as most of the major social networks banned Donald Trump after the riots at Capitol Hill, it kind of makes sense that Trump would want to make his own social network. One, he has more than enough money to do it, and two, there aren't many places left for him to post. According to Jason Miller, the advisor for the former president, it looks like Donald Trump is either in talks with other social networks or is thinking about making his own. Here's the direct quote. "There have already been a number of meetings about both joining social media platforms and potentially setting up a brand new social media platform." Now, this is obviously very much in the early stages of talks, as nobody has actually said anything about what this social media service would look like. What kind of features would it have? Would it be a microblogging service like Twitter? Would it be full-fledged profiles like Facebook? Would it be like Parler? There's a lot of different types of social media services out there. Seeing as Trump really liked to use Twitter, I could see it being something like that, where you can post whatever you want in short little blurbs. But we'll have to wait and see if and when this even actually happens. Now that brings us to the big question. One, are you looking for a social media service? Are you happy with the social media services you have? And two, would you actually join one that was made by Donald Trump and his team, or is that just something that you would not even consider? Let us know in the comment section what you think. And moving on from that rather interesting story, we move on to something a little bit more expected, and that is that Huawei has announced the Mate X2 foldable smartphone with a price tag that will knock your socks off because it is pushing nearly $3,000 US dollars, that is. Unfortunately though, we probably won't be able to spend those US dollars because right now the phone has been announced only for China. We don't know if it'll actually make its way to US shores or European shores or anywhere outside of China, so we'll have to wait and see. But if the phone does make its way out, it's a pretty cool phone. Granted, it is absurdly expensive, but the features that it brings to the table are quite impressive. Obviously, as it is a foldable, it features a large 8-inch internal screen, which is where you're going to get your tablet-like experience when you fold the phone open. It also has a 6.45-inch display on the outside, which is about what you would expect from a phone with an 8-inch inside. And it also comes with a hole-punch selfie camera on the front. And they both come with very, very high resolutions. Additionally, each screen has a 90 Hz refresh rate, which is not quite as good as that 120 Hz that we've been seeing on a lot of high-end flagships, but 90 Hz is still plenty fast for getting most things done on your phone, and it's going to look really nice. As for the chip, it comes with a high silicon Kirin 9000 under the hood, which is what you would expect from a high-end flagship. It also comes with 8 gigs of RAM and up to 512 gigabytes of storage, depending on which configuration you go with. There's a slightly cheaper configuration that comes with 256 gigs and a more expensive one that comes with 512. The phone comes with a 4500 mAh battery, which is a pretty good size, but not huge considering the size of the phone. And it comes with 55 watt quick charging technology, so you'll be able to juice up your phone rather quickly. Has a quad camera system with a 50 megapixel main camera with optical image stabilization and all kinds of other features. There's a telephoto lens. It's a pretty beefy camera system, which is what you would expect from a phone that's pushing nearly $3,000. The one drawback I see to the phone is that it comes with a modified version of Android 10. Android 11 has been out for a little bit, and we're already seeing previews of Android 12, so it seems a little weird to go with the older version of the operating system, but that's the choice that Huawei made. Hopefully they'll put an Android 11 update out sooner rather than later, but when the phone first launches, it will have Android 10. Speaking of that launch, the phone is set to come out February 25th in China, and again, we don't know if it'll make a worldwide release, and if it does, when it will make a worldwide release, so we will just have to wait and see in that regard. While we're on the subject of Android, Google has put out its first Android 12 developer preview. Now don't get too excited, this preview is for developers and the features that are in it are mostly focused on how developers can create better experiences for end users. So the cool new options and features that come with the OS are not really there yet. In fact, most of the descriptions of the new features coming to Android 12 sound like a bunch of nonsense unless you're a developer, because they're not really things that are going to be relevant to you as an end user. But the big piece of news that came from this is the fact that Google plans on releasing Android 12 in a final version in August, which means we won't have to wait that long. That's only about 7 months away. So we shouldn't have to wait too long to actually get to try a final build of Android 12 out on our phones. Though if you really want to see what Android 12 developer build looks like, if you have a Pixel 3 or newer Pixel device, So Pixel 3, Pixel 4, Pixel 5, any of the sub-models of there. You can install it now. Again, this is early. This is the first developer preview. So it's going to look very similar to Android 11 with just a couple extra things that developers will be able to take advantage of. But you're welcome to give it a shot. Just be aware that, as with any pre-release software, you don't know if there's going to be any bugs or other issues that pop up. Possibly the most exciting user-facing feature is the compatibility for video and photos. Google is making it so its photos and videos will be better compressed. That's quite cool if you're somebody who's concerned about space on your phone, as you'll be able to get better in pictures and videos without taking up as much room. It's a win-win, really. I'll put a link down in the description to the MUO article that has the full breakdown of everything you need to know. There's a lot going on with this update, but again, as mentioned, most of it will not apply to you unless you are a developer. Additionally, there's a link in that article that'll take you to where you can go and download the developer preview if you want to install it on your device, along with instructions for how to do so. So feel free to check that out if it sounds like something that interests you. But what I want to know is, what do you want to see from Android 12? What is one killer feature that you think Google could add that would make it the best OS so far? What's missing from Android 11 that you would like to see in Android 12? Hit the comment section and let us know. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another episode of MUO Tech Bytes, locked and loaded, in the books, ready to go. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you found it entertaining, and I hope you found it informative. Please make sure to take a second to subscribe to Make Use Of's channel, like us, do all that good social media stuff because it will make me very happy. And don't you want to see this face smile? All right, see you guys in the next one.